Hello students, and welcome to Module 8. In this module we're going to be going over blogs, which includes Substack, podcast, and Notebook LM. So starting here off with blogs, learning objectives are to identify the roles that blogs play in digital communication, construct, format, and optimize a blog post for maximum impact, and discuss the benefits of marketing through blogs. So, what's a blog? A regular feature appearing as part of an online publication that typically relates to a particular topic and consists of articles and personal commentary by one or more authors. Dating back to the 1990s, a blog in its early form was an online diary where people would share their thoughts about their daily lives. First blog was written by Justin Hall in 1994 with his personal homepage, Justin's Links. The word blog coined in 1997 from weblog. Some of the characteristics of a blog post is that it's written in first person, it's a collection of thoughts on a variety of topics, it includes links, pictures, and videos, it's searchable in search engines, it can be updated frequently, it should be updated frequently, and it allows for reader engagement through comments, likes, and shares. Some of the platforms these days are WordPress, which has 70 million blogs published each month, Wix, Blogger, Medium, and Tumblr. I'm sure there are a ton more out there, but these are kind of just the main ones right now. So why are blogs so popular? They give everybody a people voice. They provide an easy way for anyone from around the world to share opinions and ideas with a large audience. They help readers keep up to date on the latest trends and topics they are interested in, and they're a great marketing tool for many businesses. So when I worked for Injinji, who makes toe socks for runners, I was the team manager, and one of the things that I did was I would interview the professional athletes and the ambassadors on races they were doing, projects they were doing, and I would write all the blogs on them. So if you go onto the Injinji website, the majority of the blogs for about 3 or 4 year period, I wrote them all. So this is just one of them here, The Real Deal, Training and Being Pregnant with Kate Barrett, who's a professional trail and road runner. Here are a couple different blogs. Area Prana, they have a blog site, so it's on their website here. I don't remember under which link, if it was under accessories or whatever, but a lot of the websites have blogs links to them. So Prana, outdoor company, best foods to eat on a plane. Chris Burker, travel hacks tips. Some of the benefits of blogging are it increases brand awareness. It humanizes the brand, facilitates word-of-mouth marketing, provides an easy way to keep customers up to date on industry trends and company products and services. It creates meaningful and shareable conversations with customers. It has SEO, so search engine, establishes credibility and trust within customers, increases web traffic, helps brands get discovered on social media, and it can generate leads. Some of the disadvantages of blogging. Blogging requires a large time commitment. There is no instant payback. The longer you blog, the more traffic you will generate over time, so it takes a little while. New blog content needs to be added regularly in order to keep readers engaged, so you can't just write a blog and then wait 6 months to write the second blog. It needs to be consistent. There is a large saturation of blogs online today, making it increasingly hard for brands to compete. It takes time to build a large following. ROI can be difficult to measure. So when you're getting started with a blog, you want to set specific and measurable goals, such as the number of visitors, website traffic, engagements, like, comment, shares, leads. You want to identify the target market. What do they want to know about? What topics would resonate with them? So when you create a blog site, this is a third-party website or embedded within a company website. So consistent branding, color schemes, an about page, a blog post template, social sharing buttons, comment feature, a subscribe button. So long time ago when I first started my run club, UltraBuds Run Club, I created a blog through UltraBuds for all of the advantages of blogging to promote my run club and grow it. Well, one of the disadvantages, it requires a large time commitment. So I think this blog of mine only lasted about 4 or 5 months. It was just too time consuming for me. But I did start one here and I made sure all the branding was correct. I used Tumblr, I think. You want to brainstorm topics. Ask sales teams the top questions customers are asking. Research competitors. Do a keyword search. Look at existing company content to break up into blog posts. A large white paper or ebook can be broken up into 3 to 4 blog posts to promote the white paper or the ebook. So it just depends what industry you work in. Create an editorial and distribution strategy. So you want to determine who will be writing and editing the blog content and subject matter experts that need to be involved to contribute content. Determine the quantity, how often, and when to post blogs. The greater quantity of blogs, the more traffic a brand's blog will gain over time. Make sure that there are enough resources such as writers, editors, publishers to manage the post cadence. So when I was a team manager for Injinji, I had about 22 athletes to work with, and I did one blog a month. So 1 to 2 blogs a month, depending on how much content I got. So I was able to work with 22 athletes, and I think that was plenty of content and research. And some months I had 1 blog, some months I had 2 blogs. Types of blogs: how-to tutorials, controversial, problem solution, report, challenges, checklists, reviews, case studies, what-ifs, questions, current news and events, comparison lists, behind the scenes, research, inspiration, timeline, interview. So really, you can write a blog about anything. When you're first writing a blog post, you want to start with an outline, just kind of like writing a paper. Decide how long the blog will be. Longer posts tend to perform better on search engines, but shorter posts may resonate with readers more. However, the content, strategy, topic, and audience will ultimately dictate the length of the blog post. Write down all the main takeaways and key points to include in the blog and organize them into sections. Then you want to blog post title. Must be catchy, engaging, pulling the reader to learn more. Include keywords, short and to the point, 70 characters. Come up with a few working titles first, which will help focus the blog post content into something more specific over a general topic. Once the blog is complete, finalize the title based on the content that was actually written in the post. Let me give you guys a little secret here. If you're having trouble coming up with an outline or a title, use AI, use ChatGPT. Get ideas on the outline. Just because you're having ChatGPT write the outline for you doesn't mean that you can't write the actual blog in your own words, which you should be doing. So use tools like that to come up with an outline. Maybe you have ChatGPT come out with your outline, you write the blog, you take that blog, you put that back into GPT, and you say, hey, create a title for me based on this blog I already wrote. It's okay to use things like that. For this class, I will tell you when and where you cannot use ChatGPT or other AI features. So when I first started teaching about blogs, we didn't have all these features. We do now. Let's be smarter, work smarter, not harder, right? All right, introduction to writing a blog post. Now, all this stuff you want to write on your own here, okay? This is your chance to grab the reader's attention. If the reader is not hooked within the first few seconds, they will stop reading. Tell a story, share a joke, use a statistic, provide an interesting fact, ask a question, or state something controversial. The intro should also provide readers with the purpose of the post, directly addressing a problem the reader may have. Main body. This is where you get into the why and how of the problem you presented in the intro. First, present the problem in more detail with why the problem is so difficult to solve. Tell a story, include statistics, provide core points through a solution to the problem. Conclusion. Bring the readers full circle and summarize the main points and key takeaways of the blog. End the blog with a call to action link to entice readers to share the post, leave a comment, subscribe to the blog, sign up for an email, download an asset, or visit your website. You can also choose to end with a cliffhanger, an inspirational statement, or tease a future blog post which will provide a more in-depth analysis of the topic. Optimize for SEO. This includes keywords and hyperlinks, option to subscribe and share on social, formatting, publishing date, heading, online, inline images, organize with sections, bold text, bullet points, lists, images, etc. Proofread and publish. Now make sure your images that you use in your blog you have permission to use or you're giving the proper photo credit. Don't just go on Google and download anything and copy and paste. You need to have permission. Blogs are all over the internet. It's not something that's just for your eyes only, and you'll be sharing with other people. So it must be your image or you have the rights to use it. So moving on to Substack. Substack is fairly new and it's a blogging platform. Paid, unpaid versions is getting more popular. It lets you write blog style posts, send them as email newsletters, offer paid subscriptions. Here's a kind of a screenshot of what one looks like. This is a professional runner, and this is her blog on running. Actually, I don't think she's a professional runner. I think she's just a runner. Why use Substack? You don't need to know code or design. You own your audience, email list, direct access, monetization options are built in, no algorithm controlling who sees your posts, professional, distraction-free format. Here's a little graph here, why creators use Substack, just kind of the percentages here, ease of use, no algorithm control, monetization options, direct access to audience. How Substack creators grow. They share on social media such as Instagram, LinkedIn, or X, offer free newsletter to attract subscribers, use referral links or recommendations for other Substacks, engage with readers through comments or polls. What to write on Substack. Opinion pieces on a topic you're passionate about, recaps of interviews or conversations with experts, how-to guides or tutorials, creative writing such as poems, essays, or short stories, industry insights, books, movies, or product reviews, behind the scenes from your life studies or creative processes. And then once you get popular enough, so this person has, 3.9 thousand subscribers, then you can get people to actually subscribe to your Substack and start making money off of it. All right, moving on to podcasts, another platform that's getting really popular. Learning objectives. Identify roles that podcasts play in digital communication. Develop a podcast using the components of effective podcast creation. Discuss the benefits of marketing through podcasts, and identify future podcast trends and their potential impact on marketing. Podcasts are the audio versions of vlogs involving recorded audio but not recorded video. Podcasts on a variety of themes and topics are available. However, there are a lot of podcasts out there that are primarily used for audio, but they still record a YouTube video and post on their YouTube channel, so they have both. So primarily audio, but more podcasters are offering both options now. So variety of formats, solo commentary, one-on-one interview, multi-host talk show, educational, fictional, or non-fictional storytelling. I listen to podcasts almost every single day. It's a part of market research that I do. I listen to what's going on in the ultra and trail industry, what's going on with professional athletes and running brands, race directors. I also listen to a lot of marketing and social media podcasts so that I can hopefully keep up with all the ever so changing trends. And now I need to find some AI podcasts. And for fun, I kind of listen to some crime podcasts. There are some pretty cool ones out there. So I personally enjoy podcasts. All right, so here's kind of some charts here on some podcast statistics. You can take a look at these in more detail on the slides provided. Some of the podcast benefits: inexpensive to create, convenient and easy to consume. Creators establish themselves as thought leaders, connect and build trust with audiences, reach new audiences, increase brand awareness, and again, can be monetized. Influencer podcasts. 69% of podcast ads made them aware of new products or services. 63% of respondents purchased what the podcast host promoted. 49% believe podcast hosts use the products and services they recommend. Logan Paul's podcast, Impulsive, is in the top 50 globally. If you don't know who that is, I didn't know who this was at first. You can click on this link and watch them. Podcast advertising. 50% of people had a more positive reaction to brands they hear mentioned. 65% of podcast listeners pay attention to the ads and don't skip them. 60% of podcast listeners search for a product after hearing an ad for it on an episode. So some examples of podcast advertising. We have ad formats: host read ad, programmatic ad, native ad, direct response ad, live read ad, sponsored content, paid interview, product placement. Ad placements can be pre-roll, mid-roll, post-roll, back catalog. Costs. And here's kind of like the breakdown of the cost. Number of downloads per an episode divided by 1,000 times CPM, cost per 1,000 impressions. Here's an example: Toyota RAV4 podcast ad. So click on that to watch that ad as an example. So some advertising tips here for podcasts. Understand your target audience and what type of content they are interested in. Hook the listener in the first few seconds with an attention-grabbing statement. Keep ads concise and to the point. Consider having the host tell a personal story about the product or brand to make ads more engaging and memorable. Include a call to action CTA such as coupon codes, download an app, visit a website, and of course, just like any other type of social media, test. Now I'm going to tell you guys about something really cool called Notebook LM. This is an AI feature that has to do with, you guessed it, podcasts. I'm not sure if you guys have heard about Notebook LM yet. I've messed around with it a little bit, and I'm having a lot of fun with it right now. Notebook LM, which is a language model, is an AI-powered content assistant by Google designed to help students, writers, and creators. You can upload documents, transcripts, notes, PDFs, and more. Ask questions about the material, generate summaries, outlines, and even content drafts, organize thoughts across multiple sources. So your podcasting task could be researching a topic, how Notebook LM helps, upload articles and ask for summaries or key points, writing an episode outline, turns bullet points or interview notes into a flow, scripting intros or outros, ask it to draft a 30-second intro using your talking points, interview prepped, upload guest bio and generate personalized questions, post episode content, summarize transcript to turn into blogs, social captions. So example here, I'm going to interview a professional runner, and I want to be able to create a guest bio and questions. So I'm going to upload some information on them, maybe give some links of things that they've been written about in different blogs. And Notebook LM is going to create the bio for me and create the questions for me. Another cool thing that I've used this for is for my book club. So I have a book club, and I will ask Notebook LM to create book club talking questions for my book club. And I'm sure some teachers are starting to use this to help what kind of questions go with lectures. I have not used it for teaching anything yet. I've only used it for personal use and for my business. But I just wanted to share this with you because it's just for those that are interested in podcasts, or, just another really cool AI tool that I fully support using. So this is really cool. I uploaded a bunch of information about myself because I was looking to become a Topo Athletic sponsorship pitch. Topo Athletic is a trail running shoe, and they do sponsor me, but not monetary yet. They only send me shoes whenever I want, so at least I don't have to pay for shoes because they're $175 a pair. But I would like to get to that next level and actually have them pay for my race entries, pay for my travel fees to get to races, and just being paid to post about them. So I uploaded all this information in Notebook, and it created a podcast for me, a 14-minute, 45-second podcast. Super cool. I love it. And it also created a bunch of notes and different study guides, briefing docs, timelines, facts. I highly encourage you guys to get with Notebook LM. There's a free version, and just kind of mess around with it and see how it can help you with school. Now, make sure when you use this for school stuff that you are allowed to use AI. I don't want to get anyone in trouble here. But please mess around with it. It's a really cool app. All right, so Module 8 assignments. Check-in 8, favorite beverage. Assignment 5, podcast. Quiz 7, blogs and podcasts. I hope that everyone enjoyed this module and has a great week.